यार मैं शार्क टैंक में ऐसे शार्क जाऊंगा.
हाँ, मेरे को तो बहुत डर लग रहा था.
We just went there. So I can relate to it to a T.
700 new universities got built. I think in the next 10 years, 700 universities are going to shut down. One Stanford has done more for the US economy than an entire car industry. My grandfather used to run a mithai ki dukaan, a sweets store. And my father used to run a automotive business. Shark Tank experience was incredible.
How did that happen?
Many of our students last year went to Shark Tank. This year also, I think 7 students went to Shark Tank.
Pitch your student if you want to go to Shark Tank, come with us.
Why should I spend 4 years learning computer science when I can do the same thing in 2 minutes?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the yet another episode of The Living Pod by Saurabh, where we talk about how to live, how to learn, and how to achieve. And especially about how to achieve, because another day, whether you go abroad, whether you stay in the best way accommodation, it's all about achieving a feat which you're looking for, and what better way to learn from people who have achievers, who have charted the same journey like which we are trying to chart, whether we are student or whether we are parents and we want our kids to go abroad or to study in India, best of universities. So there's a great way to learn. And let me, don't have yet another PR episode and talk about all the failures, all the milestones, all the various things he been up to. And he been a very recent inducted shark. So his experience at Shark Tank, how was it when he was studying at Pennsylvania, why he went to Ghana, so much why. Let's layer and get into all those whys and learn and see what to do and what not to do. On that note, let's get started. And here we go. I guess you are one of the most podcasted entrepreneur around. My team was counting around 20 plus podcasts. You already have feature. So that's very tough for me to get something which have not been spoken about.
And half of them are my students.
So is it like for you product matters or marketing matters?
That's a wide question. So I think first I'll answer your 20 podcasts and then I will answer your question. So I think for me, my students are incredibly important, right? And as you know, everyone, especially students, all of them have some content aspirations of their own.
Right.
And so whenever a student starts a podcast, I always make sure that I give them. So at least, the first starting becomes good. So I think out of the 20, 10 would be that. And 10 would be friends like you, right? So, and I think podcast is a great way to get the story out. I think a podcast is much better than an ad on Instagram or YouTube.
Right. Fully agree.
Right. And I think, and that's why I try to say yes as much as possible and get the story out. Especially because what Masters Union or TETR is, it's a very difficult and big decision for anyone to choose one college over the other.
Right.
And they should have as much information about the college, right? And so a 1 hour conversation can do more justice to a 30-second ad.
So in a way, you are still prototyping yourself that rather than meeting with one parent or one student, this is your one-to-many GTM?
Kind of, but we still end up meeting students one-on-one and parents one-on-one. But this is at least a way for them to see what we are all about and why we are doing what we are doing. And I think that's why it makes a lot of sense. On your second point, which is product versus marketing, I think if the product is good, it will market itself. Like, for example, TETR as a product or as an experience is so exciting. And it is so meaningful that whenever I tell to a parent that, this is what TETR is, that you study across different countries and you learn business by actually building real businesses, that your grades come from your revenues and margins. Most parents are like, oh, I wish this existed when I was a student. And I'm sure you would have had the same.
I will interrupt you here. So to our level, I was like, I'm already biased.
Yeah.
And then I will talk about TETR more. Yeah. But please continue.
So I think if the product makes sense, it will market itself. Now, we worked with a creator in Latin America. He came and he did a nice video on TETR. Most of his videos get on average 3 million, 2 million views. His TETR video, even though it was a partnership video, got like 10 million views or I think 9 million views, something like that, right? And that is because of the product. And so he's also very happy. Actually, this partnership and generally partner videos
Right. It's one-sided.
is very few, lesser views generally as compared.
Yeah.
But this one, so I think if the product is good, it will market itself. If the product is bad, no amount of marketing can fix it.
But still, I mean, one need to experience the product. So how important is marketing? Especially with, I mean, probably I'm coming with that biasness here that Pratham is a great marketer. He understood the Gen Z and Alpha. And focusing more on content. And then product, of course, needs to be good.
Yeah. No, I think in education, there is so much happening inside the campus. Right? You saw the classrooms, you saw the auditorium.
Yeah.
There are these studios, right? So what is happening is that there is so much content organically being created. Like a teacher from the US is coming, from NASA is coming and teaching a course. Obviously, I will record it.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, I will put it up on YouTube.
Right.
And that becomes a window into seeing what is happening inside the campus.
Totally with you.
Right.
With you.
And so, and that's where transparency comes in. That's where everybody can see what's happening. And so content is not really a decision for us. It is
the byproduct.
Like, to be very honest, in the beginning, YouTube was the cheapest storage that we could have asked for. It's free, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's free. So the reason we used to upload the videos to YouTube
to save it.
is to save cost. And you don't have to get your own servers, etc. All of that. I think we just kept doing that. And that's how content became an organic strategy. It wasn't that we sat down and said, okay, we are going to be a content-driven brand. Education, everyone is content-driven.
Right. It's
Harvard
tangible.
Harvard is content-driven. Oxford.
Yeah.
Tell me, which is the one brand in the world, in the history of the world, that has done the best content marketing ever?
As for me, it's Nike.
Even bigger than that. And you have been a consumer of the product.
Is it Global Education?
No. Think a little bit more. It is in your home right now. It was there in your home when you were not even born, in your parents' time.
It seems like now you're doing my podcast, but let me think, Probably it's,
it's the Oxford English Dictionary.
Right.
Right. The Oxford English Dictionary is the best content marketing done by any university, any organization, I think, in the history. English as a language came to be defined by Oxford, even though English existed long before Oxford came.
Right.
And so that's now, no one at Oxford sat down thinking, okay, we will release the dictionary and then we will become the masters of English.
It just happened.
It just happened.
Oh, interesting. 2-3 layers. You talk about Teta. We come on Teta. Before that, I loved your point about, YouTube, the cheapest storage. And that's what, you're coming from a heritage of LPU, which is already prepared and you have all the resources. What are the need to reinvent and start with Tether or Master Union and not fix? I won't say fix, but probably add a subsidy around Master Union or Tether or this model.
And my parents started a university in Punjab back in the day, completely as a way to give back to the local society that had given so much to them.
Right.
My grandfather used to run a mithai ki dukan, a sweets store. And my father used to run a automotive business, small automotive business, right? And so as a way to pay back to the local society, they had built this college, right? And that college ended up doing well. And then they professionalized it. And now there is a professional vice chancellor, etc. And my parents are doing other things.
It's one of the biggest, for the audience, one of the biggest, if not in India, North India, the biggest university.
It's become, right?
Yeah.
And it is completely professionally managed. It is, there's a system in place. And honestly, it did not need me. I wanted to work there and get some experience, but I couldn't have found myself a job there, very honestly.
Is it a joint family setup?
It's a professional setup. There is no family. As such, it's a professional setup. There are some members of the family that are also doing a job, like my mom is doing a job there. My dad was also doing a job there, but now they're also sort of transitioning out. They're also at the point of retiring, etc. Right? So, for me, I was never in the family. I was actually running a software company in the US. For almost 11 years, I ran a software company in the US. And so my connection with the family was broken very early on in my life, completely
I can
accidentally.
relate with, like I moved out from my family when I was in 12.
Correct.
Post that, I've been on my own.
Yeah.
It got its own merit and demerit, but
Correct. So a similar story on my end. But I think looking at my parents' work in education and seeing the kind of gratitude that they experienced from their students and the kind of impact they were able to have, I think that's what pushed me to think about doing something in education. Definitely.
But is it again, going deep in the same question, wherein because when you're running a university, when you're running a university, there are lots of regulations, policies. You even if you want to be nimble, it takes time to regularize, and then is that also push you to set up the way you have set up?
So great question, actually. So we decided to build a Masters Union as a non-university college. I'm trying to dumb down the term, but essentially as an autonomous college,
Right.
rather than as a university which is governed by the laws and statutes of the government.
It's a very bold move. I'm also the product of an autonomous body. I did my master from Infinity.
Okay.
So I can relate, and it's not an easy decision because end of the day, it's about degrees. It's still, they still need that. Okay, if they're doing
my price point or the audience that I was targeting was so premium that they don't care about degrees.
Yeah.
Right? And to be honest,
even they don't care about education. Many of them,
they're like, they don't care about stamp paper.
Like I'll teach you rather than what you teach in any.
And to be honest, I wasn't the one who took the risk. ISB 25 years ago took that risk.
Yeah.
And had ISB not done that 25 years ago, I would not have done it.
Yeah.
No chance. Right? So I think we get undue credit for this. We are not the creators of this concept. ISB is. Mr. Pramath Rajsena is. We are just followers of him. Right? So Masters Union was started because it was such a different curriculum. It had to be done like that. But now we are 5 years in. Now we have also matured. Our community has matured. And this year you will hear some news. In fact, this week you will hear some news about us transitioning into a university.
Yeah, you can share that. Oh, wow.
Yeah. In fact, I think today, what is the date today? 14 January. So today it will be released, I think, on Economic Times that we have received a letter of intent.
Wow.
So this will not go out before that. So I can tell.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
And that's great news. And so let's talk about Tether. What are the need of creating Tether once before you already been doing Master Union, and we are still early stage in Master Union.
I think we wanted to create a platform where students travel to different countries and where students also from different countries come and attend. Right. And so in that sense, I thought that both are quite dissimilar. Masters Union and what I wanted to create with Tether.
So you're saying Master Union is Indian?
Masters Union right now has 99.9% Indian students. And Tether has 80% international students. And I thought that if I have to attract international students, it might be tough for me to do it in the Masters Union umbrella, which is already now an Indian college.
But Jonathan, is it because of the pricing? Or because if I would be you, and again, that's my disclaimer. I'm already setting up Master Union, which is very different from traditional education system. There is a way wherein lots of universities have their exchange program, excursions or whatnot. So if that would have
the pricing is also 10 times different.
Yeah.
There's a 10x pricing difference.
So that's what that was.
There is a 100% audience difference, right? The audience of Masters Union and the audience of Tether is very small overlapping set, right? And the team's strengths that are required are also completely different.
Totally, culture is very different. And nuances are very different.
Nuances are very different. And the biggest thing is that the regulations are completely different. So Tether is based in Dubai, in the UAE.
It's more global. It's more.
Tether is based in Singapore, and Tether is based in the UK, right? The structuring. Now, for me to take an Indian university and structure it like a university, complicated. So I didn't really have a choice. I mean, the marketing and the pricing aside, from a regulatory standpoint, it had to be too different.
How you differentiate yourself? Tether and Master Union, eventually you're educative.
Yeah.
But eventually you're dealing with young students.
Yeah. My role is
them entrepreneurs.
My role is to find the right team members and then get out of their way.
But still, as a young entrepreneur, I again can relate to, because it's not very easy to detach. I mean, we always say that we hire a team,
Yeah.
They will
No,
do
I'm
their
fully
job.
attached.
Yeah,
So,
you're fully.
you know, I'll tell you one thing. So all the students, they call my team members, sir, ma'am, whatever. They call me Pratham.
Hmm.
Right. So my job is to play badminton with them in the evening. My job is to teach 1 or 2 courses that I teach to them.
So this is your extension of your education.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, my role is hardly to build or run the organization. I'm also not very good at it, very honestly speaking. And my team will tell you that. My job is to keep a direct connect with the students, which is what I enjoy. My job is to be the brand custodian, do stuff like this, represent the brand wherever I can, and to voice the students' concern to my team only. Right. So think of me as a student council president more than anything else, more than the founder. Right. So that's the relationship I have with the students.
Community president, you started the Neta app, right? And if I'm not wrong, you have mentioned about that you were very keen about product, as a startup, then marketing. And now you're in the stage wherein probably, like as you mentioned, marketing what
Services.
services, and you really enjoy marketing, right? How you have transition and why so?
So I was a software product person for 11 years.
Outgrow, right?
Outgrow. And I've spent my 10 years at least of my life sitting behind a computer screen and building the product and doing some sales, but that also behind a computer screen, right? We used to have those
So you're
chats.
introvert as such?
No,
but
that was my job.
Your skin.
That was my job, right? And so there was an NGO I started 8 years ago called the Neta app. And the NGO used to basically create this product called the Neta app, the namesake.
Yeah.
And we used to collect ratings on politicians.
Right.
And then make those ratings public for people to use those ratings to make decisions on who they want to vote for.
And this was for Indian.
We also started this in Bangladesh. Wherever the elections were happening, we used to launch it there, right? We started in the UK also. Under different names, different brands, right? And this was going to be a political advocacy, political accountability platform. And did this for 3-4 years. And I think we had some good impact. I did not continue it because there was a conflict of interest that I got into because someone in my family joined politics. And then we couldn't continue. But as soon as their term ends, I'm coming back into it for sure. Yeah.
So they are not they're not continuing their politics?
No, there was a 6-year term. Okay. It's a standard 6-year term. Yeah. I doubt
Nice. Let's double deep on Twitter then.
Yeah.
So still, I'll talk about Master and Twitter. Which one is more closer to you? I know I'm asking like which baby is more closer, but still.
It's the same. It's not even two babies. Actually, like from where I'm sitting, my job, as I said, is to figure out what the curriculum should be, what the student relationships should be. And I think from that angle, it's the same. Like my work in Twitter and my work in Master Journal is the same.
Yeah. It's like a twin baby?
Correct. Think of it like that.
Yeah. One is more global, one is more Indianized.
That's about it. But I don't even think... See, I spend sometimes more time in other colleges also. Like last week I was in IIT Bombay. Right. The week before that, I had gone to some DU college. Next week, I'm again going to SRC. Right. So for me, it's also about
what takes you there?
Yeah, just interacting with students and understanding what is it that those colleges are doing that we can learn from, and what is it that they can learn from what we are doing.
More collaborative and
so education is not like D2C brands.
It's not competition.
It is not. There's no competition. We're not competing with IITs. They're not competing with us.
Yeah.
So we have this group called EPSI, Education Promotion Society of India, where all university owners, all university chancellors, etc., they come and they discuss how to improve, how to lobby the government, how to work with the government. And I think that is where most of the time gets spent. So education is education. There's those two brand manifestations are just manifestations. They're not actually like, one is better than the other, etc., etc.
Right. Very interesting. Today only, as you mentioned, you got an intent of university,
LOI.
LOI, right? Letter of intent for university. And when you started because you didn't want to, like you want to, what you mentioned,
be flexible.
Be flexible and more agile. Now with, why you have applied for university then?
Yeah, so in the last 5 years in the Indian education system, everything has changed. Right. When we started, NEP was not there.
Yeah.
After we started, NEP came in. Things changed a lot, right? Now we know what the government is thinking. Number one. Number two, in the state that we applied in, the government also changed, right? So they brought in some new ideas. Every government brings in new ideas, and they brought in some more new ideas which are better for us in some form or another. I think I also matured as a person. I also understood the laws better. We were also able to build a team that gave us a confidence that we can do this transition successfully. So I think the last 5 years, a lot of things happened. And to be honest, when I applied, I did not think we will get it.
Okay. So just
apply. Let's kya jata hai? Like, right? It's about, and
are you still absorbing that feeling?
Yeah. We just applied and we got it. And I was like, okay, theek hai, if they have confidence.
You're for it. Aisa nahi apne aap thodi hoga. You must be
of course we realize it.
Yeah.
But I did not think that we will get it. But when they showed confidence in us, we got more confidence in ourselves.
Right? And it's under Haryana.
Under Haryana, yeah. Under Gurgaon, Haryana. Yeah. Which is the best in the country, I think. Some of the best universities, Jindal, Ashoka,
all the new age are coming.
All built in Haryana, right? So we're very excited now to do this transition, and I think in the next 1 year you'll see a huge change in our DNA also.
Very interesting. As you mentioned about, you've been dealing with lots of Indian diaspora and also international. What are two very distinctive differences between the two setups? Like
even Indians and students
India
from abroad.
Global Indian students, their parents.
So we'll put Indians and Indian diaspora together.
Yeah.
And then everybody else.
International and their parents, the way they think.
And every country is different. And there are more countries where parents and students behave like the Indian parents too.
Right.
Than otherwise. Right. So Latin America behaves like India. And you know this better than anybody else. Yeah. South Koreans behave like Indians. Japanese behave like Indians.
Right.
Eastern Europeans behave like Indians.
Right.
Central Asians, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan and Kyrgyzstan. Very family oriented. Southeast Asia, fully much like Indians. So I feel very much at home when I'm discussing education or talking to parents from across the world. I think the difference I find is in Western Europe and US, NATO, essentially. I think there the culture is slightly different. I think the difference is that, collectivism, family structures, that aside, from an education standpoint, I think the American system and the European system is more liberal about how they look at education, flexibilities.
More action-oriented.
They want to change. Like, I'm doing psychology today. I want to do engineering tomorrow. Right? They
I guess that's a culture. They need flexibility.
They need flexibility. Evolution.
Less committed.
But equally excellent. But very different the way they look at committing to a specific
and long term is not very long term.
Correct.
They are not fixated that, okay, I've done economics, so I have dedicated my life
also,
to
education is not as important a part of their fabric as it is for us. Like for us, after class 12, college to karna hi hai. They don't think like that.
It's a lever in India. It's an option there.
It's an option there, and they'll see whether it fulfills their aspirations. And if it does not fulfill their aspirations, they will not go to college, and society will not push them to go to college. Right? So I think that's number one. Number two, I'll tell you, some of the smartest people I've met are Pakistanis, Israelis, Lebanese, Chileans, right? Countries where there is maximum conflict, I'm seeing the most
they're more evolved,
very smart, very unentitled, unentitled, a lot of ownership mindset, and very, what the word is, like in Hindi we call vinamra, like it's just
humble,
very humble,
grounded,
yeah. And I don't see that in some of the other countries as much, especially like in India, I don't see that as much.
Because we're entitled, where we have come, it was more survival. Like our parents were survival. We are preserving it. Now our kids are, they are entitled.
The students that come from these survivorship countries, very fun to work with them. Big time. Big time. Good times create weak men. Weak men create bad times, and then bad times create strong men.
Right. I guess I normally इतना research नहीं करता because you were so many podcasts. I'm like, let me go deep and understand क्या नहीं पूछा.
It's
how important is geopolitics for you? And
how important is
geopolitics and your models and especially education? Because now everything is so interlinked.
Yeah, it is important to me to the extent that I have to get my students visas. But I think now we were starting our MBA program in Teto. and we wanted to do 3 countries. 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 countries. And obviously it would have been China, Dubai and the US. But because we realized US visas have a cancellation of like 50% or some crazy number like that, we moved it to Europe. We moved it to Spain. Right? So I think that much is about it.
It's also coming from that Jeere Jindagi Mere, because lots of people, and lots of Indian want to go to Spain and probably,
No.
Did that no?
No. I mean, again, Indians are a very small part of our cohort.
Okay.
Not the majority of the cohort, right? So it's, I think across the world, what is happening is that Latin America is becoming bigger. Bigger in terms of its importance geopolitically. Otherwise, we always ignore it.
How I see it, what India used to be Western universities and governments. Now, MENA, and especially LATAM, is next 20 years is for them.
Yeah.
What 20 years was for us.
Yeah.
Is that the right answer?
Exactly right. And the other thing is that Spain becomes important because Spain is a window to Latin America.
Right.
And that's why Spain is very important for us, gets ignored too much in the global education landscape. I think some of the best universities are there in Latin America.
And then Spanish again is very Indianized. Like I was there. So they also, unlike Indians, their parents want that the food should be there in the accommodation. It's very Indianized.
See on the campus right now today, you will see at least 100, at least 70 Latin American students on campus today.
So that your Teta,
the Teta students are here.
India.
Yeah, 1/3 is Latin America.
You just moved to Dubai, right?
I'm spending a lot more time, 50%.
But you're not moved, like move, but you're shuttling.
No. So the thing is, my home is Jalandhar. And everywhere else I move, like with a bag.
Right.
Yeah.
So for you,
nowhere do I have an apartment. I live in a hotel only.
For you, what is more important? Political freedom or economic freedom?
Political freedom or economic freedom? What is the context of the question? Then I will answer better.
I tell you. So I firmly believe, in fact, I tell everyone around that seek to be a global citizen.
Okay, got it.
Stick with your roots. That is what we are. But then bias for one country, because in this today's world, everything is narrative, right? And you get to know only your part of the story, whether it's any war, whether it's any government, right? So from that point of view, I'm a very proud capitalist with a heart, and I believe that in India we do get economics like a political freedom, but economic freedom probably we can get more.
Yeah.
What's your view on this?
Yes, I think that I have more in common with someone who was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Right.
Versus someone who was born 1 kilometer away from where I was born. And that's because of that exact same reason. We are citizens of the internet.
Right.
I watched Friends before I watched Hum Panch. You know what I mean?
What are you read about? That you're talking about Hum Panch?
1981.
Okay.
91.
Again, I guess we are still that generation which have seen
the old office versus office. Right? Like,
good one.
So I think that from a thought perspective, we follow F1. Like, we follow football as much as we follow cricket.
Right.
I think just by the privilege of having studied abroad or having access to internet in 1997 or cable in 1995, we've become, we had Star World as a channel, right? Our time.
HBO and all that.
So Star World had the same amount of space as Sony TV, right? Whatever.
Right.
And so I think we became global citizens back in the day. And so now I can switch my accent. I can make an Indian accent. And I think right now my accent is very...
such a strong superpower.
I can speak Chinese.
Yeah.
I learned Chinese, right? I can go to this. So I think to answer your question, I think I'm politically a citizen of this cloud which sort of hangs over the entire...
Right.
But of course, do I love the country that I'm born in? Yes. And do I think that I'm attached to it and somewhere I owe something to it? Yes. But my thinking is going to be more global. Make sense?
Absolutely.
It's,
and then nothing, it's...
Like I always keep 6 visas with me. So my UK visa is always active.
Right.
US visa is always active.
Yeah.
Schengen, every year I get, because they only give you 1 year visa. So I always get that 1 year. So that...
In fact, I started a company for ethical immigration for the same reason. So I got my Dubai Golden Visa.
Same.
And I believe everyone should have, at least, 4 or 5 visas ready. And there's so much opportunities, And I think Indians need to think more global.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I think from India to the world
It's a real story.
is a great story,
Yeah.
which we are not working on. Even as I meet my students, they're building for Delhi
Yeah.
or they're building for
It's a
South
good
Delhi.
starting point.
Huh,
You know, but then the
dream should
moment-
be-
Yeah. And it's just not big. You know,
Yeah.
it is so. I mean, we are a factor of that. I never thought like 90% of my business was India to the world.
Hmm.
Now 1/3 is my India to the world, and 70% is non-Indian. You know, and,
Yeah.
and that
Nothing to do with India.
diversifies so well
Yeah.
that in spite of
I think
what-
you're a great example of someone who's done global businesses
I mean,
sitting
it's
in
still
India.
learning, right?
No, but
it
still,
just
like,
happened.
no one thinks. No one even thinks.
To be honest, it's just happened. You know, because initially it's tough to think beyond your means.
Yeah.
You know, but if you stick around, things happen.
Things happen, and
Yeah.
I think US founders always think world first.
Ah.
They think world first, US second.
Mm.
We think India first.
Why so?
I think because when
spend
I'm
so
in a
much time
when I'm
here.
in a college in the US, then my friends are people from all over the world.
Mm.
So my problem statements will be more broad,
More global, yeah.
more global. When I'm in India, I'm surrounding myself with people from Pune. If I'm in Pune,
Right.
right, and so my problem statements will be Pune. I think that's probably the reason why.
Did you spend enough time with Namita? Like your Pune have become very well. You know, that's
It's-
How was your experience with Shark Tank? We'll come back to
Huh.
this point of global and Indian and mindset.
Yeah, Shark Tank experience was incredible.
How did that happen?
Many of our students last year went to Shark Tank.
Mm.
This year also, I think 7 students went to Shark Tank. And I
You don't
think
pitch your student if you want to go to Shark Tank, come with us.
no, I think it's because at Masters Union or even at Tetter, it's all about building a business,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So, and Shark Tank is very positive towards student businesses,
Mm.
and they encourage students' businesses.
Right.
I think it's so we got also lucky students also, and we also prepared them in such a
Yeah.
way that their pitch is like the
Got
Shark
the
Tank
playbook.
pitch.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got the playbook, and I think that's where our connection with Shark Tank started. And then one thing led to another, and
How was the experience? Like if let's say there's so many people who, like now it's an aspiration that there have so many people around that यार मैं Shark Tank में ऐसे शार्क जाऊंगा.
हाँ.
You know, so
अच्छा ऐसा है?
हाँ बहुत
अच्छा,
लोग हैं. बहुत
मेरे को
लोग
तो बहुत डर लग रहा था कि what if I say something stupid and
हैं. Live national
is
TV.
lie last to you. Anyways, nothing like that happened, I think. But I think for me, what I really enjoyed was just seeing the entire production process.
Mm.
There are at least 100 people who
Yeah.
are part of the production.
Yeah.
From the director to the lights, the camera to the
Netflix team,
set to the
Sony team.
production to the editing to there are 6 vanity vans, and then every vanity van is like there's full dinner and lunch and breakfast, and you think that is just like a 20-minute show, but that 20-minute show takes at least
full day.
full day. And sharks are working very, very hard. I mean, I had to do it not for that many days, but or just like one day, in fact. But other people have to do it for
6 weeks.
6
It's weekend to weekend.
Weekend to weekend.
We just went there. You know, so I can relate to it to a T. You know, all those
You've seen,
vanity
yes,
vans,
yeah.
You know, Kulu and
So
all
much
those.
effort. Yeah. So much effort that
Nice.
gets put into it. And
But why? You know, because there's also anything go out of proportion. You know, you're building it up. Your brand is still young. You come from a family background. There's so much on stake. So why did you went for this or took this challenge?
yeah, as I say, I don't say no to many invites. Right, I'm usually a yes
You're a
person.
hustler and you create your own luck surface.
I'm a yes person, so I thought I'll get to learn something and get to represent Masters Union and Tetter on a global platform
It's
like
a great
Tetter.
marketing platform.
I think yes. I think it will help Masters Union also become a more household brand. And I think from that perspective, it seemed to make sense to me. It was worth taking the risk. And to be honest, when I went there, I didn't think it was that big a risk.
And आपने तो already Shark Tank किया था ना? Like you have created that pitch challenge with
Yeah,
Ashki.
I mean, here we do lots of things.
Yeah.
On campus, there's a Shark Tank every day.
Now you're aiming the bigger Shark Tank, the US one.
Oh, it's a good question, actually. Good idea. I should try. But I think some few years before that's possible.
You studied in Ghana, right? Then US. Then you went to China. Then to UK. What was the plan? It was planned or it was just happened?
And the good thing about American college system is that they give you a lot of flexibility to study wherever you want to study, however you want to study, in whatever format you want to study, online, offline, this country, that country, everything. You know that.
Yeah.
Right? And I thought if I'm in college and I have 4 years, then I'm going to nichoro everything that I can from this 4-year experience. So I did everything that the college provided as an option. Everything. I think I joined maximum number of clubs. I joined maximum number of sports teams. I traveled abroad whenever I could with any team. I applied for every scholarship. I did everything. Right? And that I did that because when I was in high school, I didn't do anything. So I was like, well,
coming
guilt,
to that, yeah.
that guilt I don't want to carry.
फोमो चल रहा था,
FOMO था
कुछ नहीं छोड़ना।
4 साल में हूँ, मतलब मैं 4 साल सब कर लेंगे।
ऐसा था कि जा पढ़ ले वापस आ फिर अपना
वो भी नहीं था, वो नहीं पता था कि 4 साल बाद क्या करना है, बट ये 4 साल तो सब करना है।
I get lots of students who like, lots of female students and Indian students who like, यार जा जी ले जिंदगी और थॉट है 2 साल में सब कुछ करना है, and then उन्हें पता है कि आगे either they get married or they join.
I didn't have that pressure, thankfully, and so I did everything, and that's why when I got the chance to go to China and study Chinese, I did that.
How long did you go for?
1 semester.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
I have a daughter of 5 years. I have telling my wife that English आना है, Mandarin सिखाओ.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. Ghana, same. I got the opportunity. I applied.
Ghana? मतलब
I wanted to cover every continent.
But like the way I was thinking, because LPU also expand,
No. I was not thinking. This time to LPU was not even in. No, I was not thinking like that.
When was this?
2010.
June.
So
कैसा रहा Ghana?
Ghana was great. Again, I learned. There was a class that I took there, which was African politics. And I understood I tried to understand how these 54 countries in Africa work, and why there is dysfunction in some, and why some are growing really fast, and how the borders worked, and how the history was. And I think it just gives you context. And today, if I'm in a room with African students, then I can talk to them. I can relate to them.
Yeah.
I can speak their language. Right, I know how to say hi, hello, whatever, and
you can break the ice. Break the ice.
That really helps if you understand where their context is. Like, for example, we have a lot of students who apply from Rwanda.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of students who apply from Burundi. Right. And because I've studied their history, even if it's a little bit,
it gives the context.
It gives the context as to if they're behaving a certain way, why they're behaving.
Yeah.
Right, like just 20 years ago, the entire country was slaughtered. There was literally a massacre, bigger than a massacre.
Maybe always that trust deficit and that survivor mindset.
Trust deficit. I think what you said, right? It's like a lot of them are habitually suspicious. It's not that they are doubting you. It is just that's how they're
the nature. Yeah,
that's the nature.
That is the defense mechanism, I would say.
So I think traveling gives you that intelligence.
Totally. And if you can educate and travel, there's a purpose to it. Otherwise, I mean,
घूमने जाने से कुछ नहीं है.
क्योंकि अभी घूमना, like, you can travel anywhere, right? And it's easy. But if you are staying there,
agenda.
If you're not traveling like a traveler, but like you are there for, and that's why, I really.
If you're meeting locals, I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
When you go as a traveler, you go to the sites.
The best for the
sites.
Yeah.
You do sightseeing.
Tourist में कुछ नहीं, मतलब tourist में अच्छा लगता है. That's great for Instagram. But if you want to really go in,
you have to make local friends.
And that's why I'm already sold to Teto. And because totally, the moment you travel and you stay for 4-6 months or probably 4-6 weeks, right? You actually go in the local.
So right now, my students are in Ghana as we speak, right? At Teto students, the first cohort is in Ghana, and interestingly, one of them called me, and there's something I had also realized when I had gone to Ghana. Ki Pratham, there is malaria here, there are mosquitoes here, but there is no bloody all out. Like how we have good night all out here.
So the next picture Shark Tank.
Electric repellent है ही नहीं. क्यों नहीं है? ये मुझे
so obvious for us.
I mean, we take it for granted, but वहाँ पे it's not as common. Like maybe in the cities, but outside there is no like large brand.
In fact, किसी को भी नहीं start करना है कुछ, and we've been also expanding to MENA as a region. Like all the Bajaj, TVS. All these two-wheelers, they're doing so well. They're market leaders there. Rather than just looking west or even India. There's so much opportunity in these emerging markets.
Yeah, for example, the way we have geysers, they don't have geysers the same way.
Okay.
It's not like you can switch it on.
I need to travel to Africa.
Yeah, and that's a world reality that you don't realize sitting here, right? So you have to take a shower in that 15 minutes when the hot water from the boiler is going to come. The boiler will not run the entire day, na?
Right.
So those kinds of things you realize only when you go there.
What do you do about safety, security of your students? Because
We are always in gated communities.
when it's international,
Gated communities. So Delhi, we could control. Dubai was gated.
Yeah.
Singapore, Malaysia was gated. It's also gated.
how you go about? I mean, personally coming from the accommodation side of it, probably that's a learning for me as well. How you go about, looking out the campuses?
So let's talk about accommodation. Campuses that we use, like NUS campus,
Right.
it gets covered there. IIT Delhi campus here,
Yeah.
Masters Union campus. Dubai, Myriad is one of the best.
Yeah.
I think it is the best. And the only.
More are coming.
More are coming, but looking forward to that. Myriad is super expensive.
You and your frugality.
yeah.
Anyways.
Malaysia was Hoko. You know Hoko, which
Right,
is a very nice place.
right.
Again. And we have a partner in Ghana. I think a partner on campus. I think I forget the name, but it's the name of the hostel building. So similarly, I think we are able to find and you're able to help us. So we are able to work together on that. And but as we grow, next year we will
ऐसा
have.
कुछ केस हुआ है जहाँ पे like it was very unfortunate probably यार ये कोई students हैं
Yeah,
and they are mostly
behind
under
every
25.
15 students, we have one of our full-time team members there. 1:15 का residential.
पर ये सब कहते हैं शुरू में सब कहते हैं like even right from when my kid go to a KG 1 to 5 then it become 1 to 10 become 1 to 20.
No, 1:15. See, I don't think we have an option. We have to keep it that way.
Yeah, when you are sending someone
We have to keep it that way. And I'll be happy if we can reduce the
ratio,
right? We can pass on that benefit to the students.
Yeah.
But I think right now we are in a second year. It's best to be as safe as
तो
possible.
कुछ स्टोरी बताओ कुछ एग्जांपल बताओ कुछ एनेक्डोट्स बताओ
Well, देखो
Full of
बच्चे
stories.
kids are kids, right? So they will do stupid things. Right? So
Are you living
sure.
your student life through them still?
no. I'm done with my student. I don't need that anymore, I think. But I think usual ones that you see, right? Like someone got caught with something. किसी की लड़ाई हो गई. Right? Someone. One very funny thing was a student was holding up in the gym. They were doing some weights and the weight fell on their toe and the toe broke. Stuff like that. It will happen.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Any college stuff.
One student, completely forgot their passport somewhere, and then like the team is now running the passport.
You're also not only running education, you also been their guardian and
We are everything.
Do you think in the hospitality business at times?
I tell my team this that we are in the hospitality business. We are in the psychological services business. We are in the cab business. We are in the airline ticketing business. We are in the housekeeping business. And then sometimes you also do education.
That's a byproduct.
That's a byproduct.
I mean, in fact, let's come to this point. You mentioned about Gurukul. You mentioned like we all know that there was a certain kind of Indian education system used to be best, and it's still one of the best, right? But earlier we used to learn by doing. Then like you have spoken very widely about all this. What is your view about education with a purpose versus education just for the sake of it?
I think in the future the students will have so many options to upskill.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube plus
AI,
कुछ और आएगा, AI,
courses.
etc. Right? So unless the education is adding value, students will not go.
Yeah.
In the US, they're already not.
Totally with you.
The US, the gross enrollment ratio is falling not because they can't afford,
Yeah.
but because
They're
they feel
not
scared.
desperate.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? Should I go to college?
Totally with you.
Right? And that's going to happen in India also. It's already happening by the way. In
totally
some
with you.
pockets, their kids are like, boss, why should I spend 4 years learning computer science
Yeah.
when I can do the same thing in 2 minutes?
And now they're so smart, they can crack interviews. They have mastered the art of cracking interviews.
I was in Shark Tank campus special.
बताओ कुछ बताओ.
ठीक है. And they're all students.
Yeah.
And literally, मैंने बोला नहीं है, but मेरे मुंह से निकल रहा था यार, why are you in college? It does not make any sense.
Even
You've
college
raised...
need them, not the other way around.
Correct. Colleges will use you for marketing. But why are you in college? Forget about college.
Right.
And so, seriously, the kinds of... So it's going to happen. So college will have to add value.
Yeah.
And colleges will start shutting down. In India, in the last 10 years, 700 new universities got built. I think in the next 10 years, 700 universities are going to shut down.
It's a big prediction and should not happen, but
it's already happening.
Yeah.
It's already happening. And, no, it is a good thing. It should happen. So the shitty ones will go.
What about tier 1, tier 2? Okay. What we are talking about.
The tier 1 and tier 2 will change themselves.
But
see how much I am.
where we are coming. You know, you're doing a great job, but still, because we need to provide the quality education, we need to charge a certain amount, and hence, even if we want to go deeper,
Forget about everything. There are 4.5 crore students enrolled in India.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the UGC, AICT, whatever bodies, they say that you have to have 1:15 ka ratio.
Right.
Professor to student.
Right. जो नहीं है और हो भी नहीं पाएगा.
ठीक है? Yeah, inside it's 1:15, 1:20, 1:25. Senior professor, junior professor, assistant professor. You know, that kind of a system is there. Now, in total, how many PhDs exist in India? Simple question.
Sorry, you know.
It's around 2.5, 3 lakhs. Okay? How many of them are actually teaching? Half of that.
Half of that. Yeah.
How many of them are actually teaching to the extent that there are some
They're
senior
relevant.
professors
Yeah, you can say it.
relevant?
Whether they are relevant or not.
40, 50,000.
Yeah.
Okay? That ratio comes down to 1:1,000, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally with you.
1:1,000 ratio
Yeah.
is what we have existing today, and they are expecting us 1:15.
Imagine what you are saying is like, Alak sir or Khan sir sitting in a ground and teaching 10,000 people.
That is what we need. But the regulations say 1:15, 1:20, 1:25. And we can only barely manage 1:1,000. Now you tell me, will the education system survive?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I mean, see, where we connect, because I'm also as curious as you and thinking the same, because we have seen other ecosystems. Right? But still, so I'll give you a perfect example. One of my cousins, did an internship with University Living, from Amritsar. He reached out to me. Sir, I worked with you for 6 months. And very sincere guy, but not the smartest guy. Tier 2, like imagine you coming on Jalandhar, I coming on Meerut and, come to Delhi. Same, guy, he reached out to me, yaar, main master degree में apply करूँ कि नहीं करूँ? And my question was, अगर तू खुद से नहीं पढ़ सकता, तो कर ले. Because it will give you a structure and still it will give you that ecosystem. But if that 40 lakhs which you're looking to invest, either start your startup and अपने आप सब कुछ सिखा देगा. But if you want to take a calculated risk, then master degree is a very good platform. That's like no filter confession to you.
No, absolutely. And I tell my students the same thing. Like if there's a student who's reached a stage where I feel his business is doing well, I will tell him drop out. Why are you spending time in college? Go. And this is going to become the reality sooner than later. I'm seeing this happen here. There are a lot of kids, BITS Pilani. How much has IIT Madras changed?
Yeah.
How much has BITS Pilani changed?
Totally transformed.
Transformed, right? So you'll see that
startup capitals.
Incubators.
Yeah.
Like in India, you don't have a Y Combinator, but you have Masters Union, or you have IIT Madras, or you have BITS Pilani.
Yeah.
And I think these three ecosystems are getting created where you can feel comfortable starting a company and get academic credit for it.
Let's go deeper into this. Entrepreneurship versus high income profession. Do you think everyone need to be entrepreneur, need to start a company?
I think everybody should be.
Narrative being set up. No, I think especially with Shark Tank also, the advertisement they got for season 4 or 5, that you need to be your own boss,
I think you have to be entrepreneurial and not an entrepreneur.
Right. Tell me more.
Right.
For the audience.
Yeah. So I think being entrepreneurial is having an ownership mindset, is to treat whatever you're doing like it is your own. And whether you're doing it for a company where you have majority stake or not, I think is irrelevant. That's number one. Number two, a slightly more provocative view will be that in 5 years, I don't think employment as a concept may even exist. Maybe 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because employment as a concept did not exist before 1873 when the Companies Act came. I think it was 73. I could be wrong. 18 something. When the Companies Act came, under which, you could have employees of a company, right? And you could have shareholding, etc. And before that, everybody was working for themselves.
Gig economy.
Everything was gig.
We are going back to the same circle.
Yeah, we're going to the same circle. So I think in the future, because agents will be so good, you will not be working for somebody else. And if you look at some countries, this is already happening. Go to Iceland. Go to Norway.
Small companies, 5-10 people, doing a very niche.
Correct. You will not have an Infosys in Norway. You will not have these large companies with like
How
structures.
far we are from that? With the TCS employing 600,000 students or people.
I don't know about TCS specifically, but I think
Infosys.
10 years we will have 10 times more companies than we do today.
Yeah, it's easier to start.
It's
for
easier to
sure.
start. Yeah, it's easier to start, easier to hire. Right now, one team member costs you in the US $100,000.
Right.
One agent costs you $1.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Right. So
But
what
do you think AI hype is too much? Because
You tell me. I don't think so. I think it's
to be honest, I'm like
this entire podcast.
Mhm.
We are doing it.
Yeah.
But very easily. With today's
totally.
technology.
Yeah. It has
We
been
could have
done-
had could have been done by AI.
Yeah.
Right? We could have said, this is all of Pratham's content. This is all of Saurav's
Stars and
content.
agents and
We could have
notebook
done-
LLMs.
We could have done 1 minute of training the camera,
Mm.
and then the podcast would have happened by itself.
Mm.
And out of 10 people, 8 wouldn't even have realized.
Totally with you. It's happening already.
It's already happening, and many podcasts are happening.
This is not real.
We are doing many things like that. So, for example, in my acceptance letter to all students goes a video
Mm.
where I'm talking to the student directly and saying, "Hey, Parth,"
Customize karke Hagen.
right, and "Hey, Jan," whatever, and it's better than me recording it myself.
Right. Yeah. It's cost effective.
It's cost effective.
It's we don't become bottleneck.
You don't
Totally.
know. Yeah.
But then, okay, coming to next point. In this AI world, which is already there, right? We have talked about, AI will eat IQ jobs and it's all about EQ, and luckily, unfortunately, during my masters, my both the directors they were investor bankers, and for them, EQ was always strong than IQ, and probably I believe I've got some edge, Let's talk about EQ over IQ.
And there should be a third Q.
Is it SQ?
What is S?
I call social quotient.
Social, maybe. But I'm thinking, are they two different things? Okay, so let's take them as two different things. I think one of the biggest skills that students should have is being comfortable with ambiguity. Right? When I don't know what the outcome is, but I'm still ready to work towards it. So being comfortable with not knowing what's going to happen next.
Uncertainty, if that gives you comfort, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, right? And I think that is high EQ. And that uncertainty could be in personal relationships.
Yeah.
I'm a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and I don't know where this is going, and I'm okay with it.
That's a very good piece we talk about, but yeah.
Same with business. I'll start a business, I'll take a risk. It is also with let me try this new AI tool that's coming. I don't know what's going to happen with this tool, but let me still go ahead and try it. Comfortable with ambiguity, comfortable with uncertainty. And I think that is equivalent to EQ.
Yeah.
All of our emotional issues start because of uncertainty only.
Yeah. When there's a fear of unknown. When you're not in control,
correct.
That's why you feel.
Correct. And I think this can be learned.
Totally.
And if you look at, very interesting, I'll show you. Go back to the scriptures of Plato and Aristotle. They used to run a university in Athens called the Platonic Academy.
Okay.
Around 50 miles off of Athens. If you look at the old maps, you will find Platonic Academy. And you look at the subjects that were taught. I'll give you some examples. They had no math. They had no accounting. Obviously, they had no English or Latin, whatever.
Yeah.
They had philosophy, astronomy. Grit was a course. Okay. Eloquence. How do you speak? How do you inspire people? Ambiguity and uncertainty is a course. It was taught. That means they believe that it was a skill that could be built. And the way they used to teach ambiguity and uncertainty is they will tell you, go live in the forest for 6 months.
Exactly what used to be in Gurukul.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Same thing Gurukul also, yeah. And literally, there is a learning outcome. After you have lived in the forest for 6 months, you will be comfortable with whatever the world will throw at you.
Or the easier, better way of that is start a startup.
Or start a startup.
You used to okay,
correct,
what next?
Correct. So they're amazing courses. We have lost those courses now, unfortunately.
Very nice. Even negotiation is a skill. It's
negotiation,
so under hype that
negotiation.
I mean, no one.
There was another very
negotiation.
There was another course which was, in today's terms, basically means empathy. Thinking from the other person's perspective. It was taught to the king's children to think from the citizen's point of view. And that was a course, which is nothing but consumer psychology.
Or,
Consumer psychology today. which is one of the most popular courses anywhere in any university.
Coming back to entrepreneurship versus a high income profession. So do you think there's a narrative that अपने लिए काम करना है?
I don't think we choose. The world, our life chooses. If we come up with the right idea at the right time, it will make us an entrepreneur. If you don't, then we'll work with somebody else.
Are you go with the flow?
I think you go with the flow.
But
I don't think you even have decide. The world decides for you. Like me becoming what I became or you becoming what you became. I don't think we decided one day that today we will become an entrepreneur.
Totally. Never thought I would be an entrepreneur. In fact, my dream job was I work into CP as a banker, Monday to Friday, weekend chill.
Yeah.
And now I do everything than that.
The world decides for you. हमें लगता है कि हम decide कर रहे हैं high income versus low income versus entrepreneurship. It depends.
Everything written?
No. That's a debate I have with my friends.
Spiritual part of it. Because again, as an entrepreneur, we are mostly capitalists, or we are always logical, like, nahi yaar, there's a logic, there's a reason, let's go more deeper, But there's a point, I follow Buddhism, right? So after a point in time, there's a concept I follow, cylinder. You can do everything, but still, you can't predict outcome. And there's a time when you need to surrender to the, serendipity or whatever. How let's start with an example, any example wherein you give it all, and it still didn't happen. And then you went to the flow, thing happened. होता है ऐसा? या ये ज्ञान है, theory है?
I think butterfly effect, right? Like you don't know what causes what.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think we are trained, or at least my parents trained me this way, कि you keep doing. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, then you forget also. Like I don't think I remember failures. कि अच्छा ये नहीं हुआ था.
और वो ज्यादा होता है.
वो कहीं ज्यादा होता है, but वो mindset बन चुका है अब कि ठीक है, मतलब नहीं था तो ठीक था. Next try 1, try 2, try 3. In Masters Union, we would have shut down more courses than we have started, or that currently run. But there is no
hard fast rule.
There is no score written somewhere that this many times I failed or this many times I was. Just you keep going.
That's it, right? Chalo, you pay. As you mentioned, let me go back. Like you went to your undergrad and your postgrad, and you're like, "Sab kuch karuga," right? I read that during your boarding there was some bully, and that way you got more humble. You're like, "Yaar, मैं कुछ नहीं अपने बनाने सब." But still,
I think every person's ambition comes from insecurity.
आपकी क्या है? What is your insecurity?
I think now it's difficult to point specifically to it, but I think maybe because I was from a small city, maybe because my English wasn't good as I was growing up, maybe because I was dark and I thought I didn't look good. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything. When I was in the US, first full year I was in the US, मुझे शब्द ही नहीं निकलते थे. मुझे लगता था कि if I say something in an accent, people will laugh. So I didn't speak only. That was an insecurity.
But you still have a good grooming, you went to good school, you went.
But I don't think I made use of that. I think I was very bookish, right? And so those insecurities stayed. And I think the biggest example that we have is of Elon Musk. Like he talks about his entire ambition comes from his insecurities, and I think for all of us that's the case. There is some, and we may not be able to pinpoint anything because that's part of our.
They say subliminal.
Subliminal. Correct.
What next? What is the next gig drive for you?
Nothing. Now it's just about, our vision was always to build TETR and Masters Union as global top 10 ranked universities. The current top 10 have not changed.
तो रैंकिंग को कैसे करोगे? क्योंकि रैंकिंग के भी बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स होते हैं ना.
रैंकिंग के 8 से 10 फैक्टर होते हैं. Starting from which are known.
And there are few which are not known.
No, everything is known.
There's not black and white.
No, it's fully black and white. 100%. Times Higher Education, FT, QS, they tell you down to the T how much weightage is for which parameter.
Yeah.
Right, and how that parameter is collected. And so everything is known. Right, and so what we have done is we have taken all of those parameters, and each parameter is the KPI of one of my senior team members. And if they know very clearly what their KPI is, then if not today, then tomorrow they will achieve that KPI. Because they are inherently smart and their incentives are aligned. So I like to believe that in the next 5 to 10 years, we will see Indian institutions, and I hope that it is one of us, at least one of the 2 institutions that we are building, feature in the top 10 rankings very soon.
Why ranking so important?
I think people make their decisions on the basis of rankings. And the reason I want an Indian institution to be in the top 10 is so that we can then save our Indian students. Right now, the top 1,000 ranked JEE students,
Yeah, they all
I
move
think,
out.
I don't know the exact number, 900 probably go abroad.
Yeah.
We're losing them.
Yeah.
Are those 900?
We have that data, so yeah.
800, you know that.
Yeah.
So 800 will probably also work there. Okay, they will send money back to India, but they're not building their Googles here. Right? And so,
brain drain is there for you.
So if we can have Indian universities in the top 10, then not only can we keep our Indian students in India,
better talent
we can attract better students from outside. Right? And I think one Stanford has done more for the US economy than an entire car industry.
Very interesting. Yeah, and true. Yeah.
Most of Tesla employees, most of SpaceX employees, and most of Google employees, and most of Facebook are Stanford students, right? Including the founders.
Yeah.
Or Harvard or whatever. And so if we can create our own Stanford here, then I think I would have done more for the Indian economy than the entire IT services if we are able to achieve that.
Is this narrated to you, to yourself, to get that drive, or did you ever challenge and question yourself that क्या जो facade है कि this is exactly what I'm on the route to? क्योंकि बहुत बार हम अपने को story sell करते हैं.
No, I think it's story. I'll be very honest. I don't think that is what I'm thinking every day in the morning. कि हाँ भाई हमें मतलब
Right.
क्योंकि by the time that will happen, I will be long gone.
Right.
These are long-term thinkings. But I think in the morning when I'm waking up, it is about कि यार आज मजा आएगा काम करके क्योंकि आज आपसे मिलने को मिलेगा या आज शाम को कुछ बैडमिंटन खेलेंगे रात को या कुछ है. तो I think short-term bursts of energy are for other reasons. That long-term I think keeps the direction going, but that is also a story. Everyone's vision is a story.
And we keep
5 trillion economy is a story that we have told ourselves that pushes everybody in that direction.
Right.
Right. But on the day that you wake up, you're waking up for what you're doing that day.
Totally. You study abroad. You have kids or yeah. So let's say you intend to have kids because we don't know now. What will you tell your kid when they're like, let's say when they're at 5, I would say 5-year-old, when they're 10-year-old, when they're 15-year-old, and then they're 18, 20-year-old. Because there's a traditional way of choosing a university or a country, when you are at 8 to 12 standard. You start with your SOPs and SATs and ACTs, right? You have cracked that, right? So how was it for you, and how do you foresee for someone who's watching this, is probably 10-year-old, their parents are watching it, or now they are at, let's say they are already at 8 standard, and now they know the playbook, start NGO, write SOPs, apply to
how to get into a college,
create your profiles, right? A bit more on this.
How to get into college
of your choice. Yeah. And what are the parameters?
First of all, I think as a country, as a society, across the world, we have created these universities into these heavenly bodies.
Right.
If I can get into Stanford, then I will be done.
Life ban gayi.
Life ban gayi or whatever. And we take so much stress about this college versus that college, tier 1 versus tier 2 versus tier 3, Ivy League versus non-Ivy League. And within Ivy League, am I going into the right course? If I'm in the right course, then did I get in the right fraternity? Right. We are chasing signals, stamps. Stamp of approval.
Validations, right?
Harvard, done. HBS, done. These are And I think that in itself is flawed. I think you should go where you think you'll be the happiest and where you think you will learn the most. Not what US News says is rank 1. And I know what I said before this, which is that I'm chasing a ranking. Because I know that mindset will not change. That is how
you need to align with the traditional way of thinking.
The reality is reality.
Change the thinking.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You need to be in the system to change the system.
So this tier 1, tier 2, there's a university and you know it well, ASU, Arizona State University. And it's a great university. It may not be top 10 ranked.
Right.
But I met with the president and the president said something that I want to be known for the number of people I include and not the number of people I exclude. So why can't I be a top 10 university, but still include everybody who comes to me? Why should I say you are a smart student, only you come, and you are not a very smart student, or your SAT score wasn't as good, so I will not take you. And SAT score is a very bad predictor of someone's success.
Right. Totally agree.
And go back to your school time, and the people who did best in competitive exams are doing the best in life today?
Probably not. Yeah.
Right? And probably it's the flip.
Yeah.
To an extent, I would think. Or maybe the middle kids do the best. I don't know, whatever it is. So I think we should not take stress of which college. I think we should go wherever. I think I'll give you another very interesting metric. This is an experiment we do every year. Nobody knows about it. Only my 3 people in my team know about it. We, let's say, choose 300 students every year for our MBA program. 285 students are students who come via merit, and 15 students we pick at random from the applicant pool. They are random students. Eeny, meeny, miny, right? They become our control groups. Right? If they do just as good, if those 15 do just as good as the other 285, what that means is that my shortlisting system is flawed.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Right? But if they do worse, then that means I've shortlisted right. Last 5 years, those 15 people have had exactly the same outcomes as those other 285.
Why so? What do you think?
Because there is no difference. Because we think that we are selecting the student, but that doesn't mean much. That means JEE means nothing. That means SAT means nothing. That means GRE, GMAT mean nothing. Very counterintuitive.
Yeah.
People will not believe it.
But they are
I'm seeing it every day.
Set. Yeah.
I'm seeing it every day that those 15, even if I pick students at random, is the same result. And that means our education, like the education that we are providing is also relevant. So lots of insights, but don't worry about college. Don't do an NGO just because your college counselor told you to do an NGO. Don't do a research project just because a college counselor told you to do a research project. The college is also very smart. They will see that आपने ये सब बनाया है सिर्फ.
But वो अभी भी चलता है. मतलब they know that they're doing it, and then people say, oh, they're doing it. Let's give them a merit, and let's
top 10 colleges I disagree. Maybe after that. But I know enough students who are non-branded, who have not done all of those things. But there was some authenticity about them that top colleges selected them. I think now authenticity is what colleges are looking for, not PR image manufactured.
And of course, the financial aspect also.
नहीं चलो वो तो अलग हो गया, वो तो you have to afford.
I'm coming back to it. Happiest, and wherever you learn, you send, choose accordingly that.
And know that we are telling them this, but they will not do this.
No, I tell you why, and that's why I'm asking. As a parent, when you're spending 50 lakhs or 2 crores, you need a certain ROI, right? And then you will ask placements, you will ask rankings, you will ask why ASU, why not at so there's the ROI aspect, and it's not like probably 90% of students is the highest investment for their life.
Yeah, the biggest investment they'll make.
Yeah. So why will they don't ask, and then so a certain way of कि उसके कहते हैं कि choose a country, then choose a course, then choose a ranking. Some they were like, okay, if you are very clear you want to be economist, then choose a university where the ranking is the best, and then there's a certain outcome we have seen previously. What's your take on that? The ROI is certain.
So rankings are too simplistic sometimes.
It's a filtration.
Times Higher Education ranking places 50% stress on research. Okay? As an undergraduate student of first year studying economics, you are going to study GDP.
Right.
Whether the professor has a Nobel Prize or not is not going to matter to you.
Right.
At all. Right. So I think if you're looking to study economics, then see which university has the best professors for what you're interested in. Rather than seeing what is the ranking, because the ranking means something else. The ranking is for PhDs, not for undergraduate students.
Right.
We don't
that's what I'm coming. If you're clear that you want to be a researcher or you want to do a PhD,
which 0.1% students are.
Yeah.
And yet,
even they've been mostly scholars.
And the thing is, as a human mind, we really like elitism as a concept. We like it.
We've been sold that.
We've been sold that. This is rank 1.
Yeah.
And Harvard is not an institution, it's a club.
It's a club. Same with IIMs, right?
Same with IIM. It's a club. You get into a club and now...
Is Master Union not a club yet?
We are 100%. Like I see people just saying, मेरे को मास्टर में जाना है, कोई भी कोर्स दे दो. मैंने क्या बकवास कर रहा है तू?
Yeah.
Like मैं वो ऑनलाइन वाला भी कर लूंगा. मैंने कहा इसलिए कर क्योंकि तेरे को करना है. Not because तेरे को स्टैम्प चाहिए. Stamp चाहिए.
Right. That's a good validation for you though. You know that
that's a good thing. But the first question we ask is, why are you applying to this course? And if the answer is not clear, you will say, no, boss, rehne do. We are a very small university, if you think about it. For the kind of
to be able to attract enough
awareness, there's very high awareness for Masters Union.
And carry to the new age social media you've been...
Whatever it has been,
done
but
very well.
The number of students that we have is very small. I could have had 100 times more students.
Yeah. You have a choice to choose among them.
We tell, bhai, this is not the right for you. You're not the right place for you. I say more... When parents come and they say, why should we choose Masters Union? I actually tell them, you should not.
वो तो reverse psychology.
नहीं, वो अलग है. Reverse psychology भी करते हैं, वो अलग है. But I'm saying, I don't think that for your daughter this is right. Maybe for your elder daughter it is better. But a younger, no, I'm telling her she will not survive here. Or she will not thrive here.
How do you see that? And why do you see that? That means आप भी तो एक elite को ही ला रहे हो.
No, it's not about the marks.
If you have the talent, then only you ask
them. It is not about the marks.
Attitude.
It is about the attitude. Yeah. So if someone is coming thinking that मेरे को HDFC Bank में 99.99 percentile, great communication, IIT Delhi pass out, comes and tells me I want to join HDFC Bank. I'm like, great. Go to MDI.
So you're looking for an entrepreneurship mindset.
We're looking for a different mindset. Come to us if you're looking to build something, and job is your backup.
Is it also because you don't want to be aligned your success of Master Union Tata with placement? So that is mostly out of control, or probably at the max.
Our placements have been the best of the last 5 years. Our average salary has beaten Ahmedabad everywhere.
IIMs.
But that should be a backup. That should be a backup. Like, my question is, why are you coming to Masters Union? To build? Great. And then backup ke liye placements hai.
So it's like a startup school.
It is like a startup. Okay, fine. I'll accept that terminology. Even though I know that only 20% will become startup founders, 80% will not. Okay? What happened? I'll tell you, my first cohort was 60 students that I ever had. Right when they graduated, 10% of them started companies. Then every year, 10% more started leaving jobs and started starting companies. 5 years ago.
You're promoting entrepreneurship. No?
So right now,
that started sexy.
So right now, 50% of my cohort 1 is probably started up. 40%, 50%.
Yeah. So coming back to it, it's like that. When we were in IIMs, or we were in our colleges, if you are in BCGs or for best, consultancies, you are among the elite and you're a smart one.
Yeah.
Now, building startup is sexy, right? Now we are also worshipping, founders, which never happened, and which is good thing.
Very good thing.
Always good thing, right? But still, not that person who don't want to start up. I mean, I'm a startup founder, right? It's happened, and I'm very happy. But there are so many people who aspire to be founders just because school. What's your message for them?
I don't know if that's true. I think now people see enough movies and they hear enough podcasts to know that it's not just about being cool. You also take that risk.
But they start with cool gear, mostly cool gear.
Achhi baat hai. Like if something is cool, let them do it. It's good. I mean, I don't mind that. Then they'll see the reality and then they'll know if it's for them or if it's not for them.
किसको नहीं करनी चाहिए start? Okay.
Shark
Tank, right? You are a shark now, what do you see into the pitch or into entrepreneurship, right? And what do you see here? इस कैटेगरी या इन एटीट्यूड वाले लोग को या इस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक वाले लोग को नहीं करना चाहिए?
No, I don't think anybody. It depends on the industry, right? Everyone can be a founder in the industry that makes sense to them. My sister should not be a AI founder. My real sister. But she should definitely be a design-driven brand founder.
Right. What do you point?
So I think it depends. Everyone has the DNA. We all have the same DNA. And it's also about what gets you excited at what time in your life. My mom should not have been an entrepreneur when she left college.
And she got more mature. Then
Today she
more
should be an
evolved.
entrepreneur. Now she's seen life. But that time she never even moved outside of her city.
Interesting.
So I think it is not about
Very
who, it is also about when and for what.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Let's not bucket people.
हाँ.
कि ये हो सकता है नहीं हो सकता. जब हम.
What is the? Do you think Narendra Modi is an entrepreneur?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Do you think?
Best founder.
Do you think Shah Rukh Khan is an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. The biggest brand.
They're not founders. They're
They're founders
entrepreneurs.
in life.
Hey,
Yeah.
Or do you think the Chief Justice of India is entrepreneurial?
I have not seen and read much of.
But someone's reached that stage or risk leke pahuncha hoga.
Yeah. Probably.
You would have done something different, unique to reach that stage.
Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
So you don't have to have the founder tag to be a founder.
Good point. See,
I have a guitar coach.
क्या क्या नहीं छोड़ा आपने?
I have a it's just to outlet, right? So I have a guitar coach.
How you manage yourself?
He's a founder.
Let's just talk about guitar and then how you manage yourself. There are lots of people, get excited to see, Pratham ये भी कर रहा है, Pratham time कहाँ से निकाल रहा है, right? They see the hustle of you, but they forget the sacrifices.
No, but I enjoy this. Like, do you think this is work?
Yeah, it seems so.
This is work?
Yeah, absolutely not.
But this, मतलब मेरे calendar में देखोगे आपकी अच्छा podcast recording थी यार. But this is not work.
Right.
I'm just chilling with a friend.
Yes.
ठीक है, there is a light. There is.
We are just,
We're just talking, right?
Yeah, I didn't want to say we were bullshitting.
We're just, exactly. So it's, we could have done this over a beer and then it would have been fine. And maybe this is beer, who knows? So I don't think work is work.
Yeah. Till then we were enjoying.
Like last night till midnight, I was with the students, we were doing Lodi party. Is that work or not? You will say no, you are with your customers.
It is work. And it's again, same, because you are there, you are also being a guardian. You are having fun and there's so much insights and impulse you understand.
Totally. Tonight I am hosting a dinner for some students at home. What is that?
No, actually, extension of your work.
Next week we have parents coming to campus and we have a parents versus team member cricket match. What is that? And some stressful moments also. Like 30 parents got together and went down on my nerves कि यार आपने ढंग से नहीं किया ये. तो वो भी है. तो
parts. No, great. I know, you spent so much time and thank you so much.
It was good fun.
Yeah. And any parting advice, suggestion?
No, yaar, we should do more work together. That's about it. And looking forward to spending more time. And thank you for doing this and for inviting me.
Thanks for hosting us. It's a great, wonderful campus and always a pleasure to talk. And I know, I'm not a very polished, orator, so if I'm not feeling I can't.
We just spoke about authenticity, so.
I'm in the right place.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
And thanks for your time. Thank you. I'm glad we have spoken lots of things which has not been spoken before. We have discussed concept which might have been discussed before, but we double clicked it. So thanks to Pratham and thanks to Master Union for being so a nice host. What an interaction, and I'm not saying because I enjoyed. I hope if you have stayed so long, you have definitely learned something new, something which have not been spoken about, and even if it has been spoken about, how we double click it, the way it became a bit philosophical, but I'm so happy because we need to be authentic, and this startup word we need to decipher and we need to get into founder's mindset. We need to talk about why to start, why not to start, when to start. That is a very, very, interesting point that not necessary, if you have not started early, you can't start later in your life, and the importance of global education, the importance of geopolitics, the importance of, just being, seeking to be a global citizen. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you do share, do like, do subscribe. And even if you have not liked it, it will be great to give that feedback, that comment. Even if you want to troll, please do it because this is because of you we are doing it. And thank you so much for your time and all the feedback and love you've been showering on us. We just crossed 150K, and to be honest, those followers are number for me because I'm doing for myself. But I'm so glad that whatever we are doing, you are finding value. And till then we are creating value. Do keep supporting us and, keep talking and sharing about Living Pod. Thank you.